It took me 2 years to go from 0 to 50k, but it took me less than 1 year to go from 100k to 300k. Watch only if you are interested. This is exactly what happened and the timelines on how I reached and what strategies I used in these phases. So let me show you. So let's first start with the timeline. Timeline is basically how I reached 0 to 50k and what type of reels I posted. How I reached 50 to 100, 100 to 200 and 200 to 300k. Right, so first let's talk about the timeline. When I was during my 0 to 50k, I posted these kind of videos, which were the transition tutorials and the templates. This was around 2021, and during this time, a lot of transition tutorials were working and also template kind of videos were working. So this provided a lot of insight to my audience, so I started posting that. In how many times I was posting, I'll tell that to you just later. But then I crossed 50k. My next target was 100k. This was around the year 2022. At the end of 2022, I crossed 100k, and the most amount of followers I received was from the trending audios reels. Trending audios were a thing back then. I saw a lot of people posting trending audios, and this was a subject which really performed well in my niche, which is digital marketing. So I started posting that. Then in the same year, in 2023, last year, from 0 to 100k, I posted Instagram features. A lot of Instagram was posting out a lot of features, this time. So I posted these type of videos, and yeah, my account literally reached 200k, I would say, in the span of 6 months. Next up, in the same year, I reached 300k in the October of or November of 2023. So it was a very short pace thing, and to go from 200k to 300k, I posted Instagram story ideas, again a topic most of the people loved, and also iPad based reels. iPad based is basically tutorials showing on iPad on how you can do a certain thing, or something related to marketing by showing it and drawing it. So these were the things which I did, and the topics which helped me to cross 0 to 50k and then up until 300k in just a few short years. Next, let's talk about the posting frequency for each of the years. So when I was at 0 to 50k, I posted once a day, every single day. Keep in mind, 7 times a week. The next step, I really wanted to cross 100k, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna post more. I did not post the same thing, which is the trending audios, for like 14 times in a week. No, that's not that. We'll come to that later. But when I was at 50 to 100k, I posted 2 times a day because I wanted to reach that pace. I wanted to reach that goal faster. That was my strategy, point blank, period. Now, to 100 to 200k, again, I was excited. I just crossed 100k, so I was just pumping out content as much as I can to go ahead and satisfy my new audience and give them value upfront. So that was again my strategy for when I crossed 200k. Up until 200k, I was posting 2 times a day. And then when I crossed 300k, I slowed down a bit because I wanted to focus more on quality content and higher production videos. So I again slowed down to 1 time a day. Again, I'm posting every single day. So these were the posting frequencies I followed when I was at 0 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 200 and 200 to 300k. Here are the practical things which I did to go ahead and reach the goal with where I am at. Created a content calendar / timetable. My timetable, as you knew, that I'm posting, for example, 7 times a week, what exactly I am posting. And I'm not talking about the detailed on, okay, I'm going to post this. But no, there is general context about, what kind of reel is it? Is it a informative? Is it, something funny? Is it something relatable? So I posted something, I created a rough idea on, okay, I want to post something in sorts of this on Mondays, Wednesdays or Fridays, or these are the days. So one thing which I did is identified the pillars of content which I wanted to create. Now, what is pillars of content? Let's see. Pillars of content is basically, there are 3 types of, your reels come under 3 categories. Either your reel is relatable, either your reel is motivational or inspirational, or your reel is informative. What are the types of reels you want to create? Ask yourself, do I just want to create informative videos? Do I just want to create relatable, or I want to create relatable and educational, or I want to create relatable and inspirational? So these are the pillars of content which you can focus on. So for me, I asked myself, I want to create not just informative, but I also want to relate to my audience and motivate them to start creating content. So I focused on all of the 3 pillars of content. And then in my timetable, when I'm posting 7 times a day, Monday I've kept for information, Tuesday I kept for relatability, Thursday I kept for inspiration. Similarly, so on and so forth, you are going to write the pillars of content in your timetable. This is going to give you so much more clarity on what type of post, what type of reel is going live when. And yes, I did one more thing, which was I focused on reels, because reels are going, really booming right now. Yes, carousels and photo posts also work, but for me, I felt like I really wanted to push hard on reels, and that definitely paid off as I crossed 300K within 1 year. So yes. And then the third thing which I did is using all the pillars of content in 60-20-20 format. Now for me, I want to I want to go ahead and educate my audience. So I focused on my main pillar was 60%, like 60% of my content is going to be informational and educational. And then the rest 20% is going to be inspirational and motivational and relatable to my audience, so that they can also have a good laugh and get inspired by me to create content. So this is basically the content pillars and how I created the timetable, and I followed it strictly for years. For 3 years, I followed it strictly. Okay, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, these are the types. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, these are the types. Sunday, this means this is going to happen. Maybe, a promotional reel I have to post. Sundays are dedicated for that. So I know that on Sunday before Sunday I have to create a promotional reel. If I'm posting an informative video on Monday, I know that before Monday I need to have informative videos ready. I cannot slack. I cannot go ahead and just, do time pass. So having this timetable is going to help you. Content calendar and the timetable is going to help you to stay in track. Before that, if you're interested in learning about Instagram Reels, click the first link in the description, where I have gathered 4 hours and I've talked to you everything about Reels, right from the scripting, how to go ahead and add hooks, how to go ahead and set up your camera and create these beautiful hooks, transition tutorials. I also talk about how I gained 50,000 followers in just 1 week. There's a case study for that, and how you can read insights so you know, okay, these kind of content pillars are truly working for me. If you are interested in going ahead and doing that and see much more about how I've crossed 300K, then click the first link in the description for Rock with Reels. Now let's come to your homework. What is your homework? So the first one is to ask yourself, do I just want to post photos or reels as well? Is it both, or is it just one? It can also be like the photos are working for you. Go ahead and answer that question. The next thing which you are going to ask yourself, what pillar am I focusing on? Is it just informational? Is it just inspirational? Or is it just relatable? Ask yourself this. If you are into the comedy niche, maybe you can just be like motivational and relatable. Or if you just want to be, into a lip syncing or dancing, it can be, entertainment based, which also comes under relatable niche. So ask yourself that. Once you have done that, ask yourself, how many days do I want to post? 3 times a week, that's fine. 5 times a week, that's fine. But keep that thing that in your mind, keep it engraved that you are going to post that for the next 6 months. If it is 3 times a week, 3 times a week for the next 6 months, every 3 times a week, there will be a post which will go live. Keep that in mind. And then the next step is going to be, what type of reels go live on what days? Again, Mondays educational, Wednesdays informational, Sundays relatable, something like that. You need to write it down so you get a clear idea on, okay, in a one month I'm going to post 4 relatable reels. Okay, can you film 4 relatable reels? Yes, of course I can. That becomes so much easier. Create a calendar. If you don't want to create a calendar in a calendar app, write it down in a piece of paper. And last step, what is currently trending in my niche? One of the best ways to figure this out is go to your competitors' profiles or go to famous pages in your niche and see what type of content is performing really well over there. What are the new things people are trying? People are trying green screen. People are trying clone videos. People are trying crazy transitions. People are trying, these multiple edits, like very fast-paced edits. See what is happening right now. Which type of videos are working well? If it is a summer video, if it is a trend which is happening right now. Go ahead, see that and start making that. If I ever lose my Instagram account, which will never happen, these are the things which I would do to grow from scratch. Watch this video next and I'll see you over there. Bye. Subscribe for more.